Cristo moja Krishna ajimi Semije vici você lemuja no sul Namoja refri na mão Sinoa
Afid ye tremenia minye ma ekomri shishe uechikwan semitiasia mitimao semi wumpa mi umao kosi sewu bepwewa hinimu visewa yebia mami merin to me nawase ura yesu afetifa me fa me cry
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is yet another episode of From the Beginning. From the beginning, one may ask, what is it? It's a life experience that will help you shape your life, bringing you on board, taking you to your destiny, taking you to your success that will take you to your destination. That is a life experience. It will help you, someone who is stuck up there, who doesn't know what to do, but want to get to where someone is. How do you get there? This afternoon, our own brother will tell us how he got to this point that will also lead you, in case you are interested, to be where he is. He is a very vibrant gentleman. The topic for this afternoon is a journey to become an artist and a communicator. We will know where his communication skills has taken him, from where and to where, from when and to where, from whom to who. This afternoon, open your ears and listen to us. And I know you will benefit from this program very well. You will enjoy the program at the end of the day. Today, I have with me my own brother, my humble and handsome brother that you might have known before or not. If today is your first time knowing him, it's a pleasure to have him on here on Richmond Media. coming to your doorstep. So why don't you invite your friends and family to join us this afternoon? Ask them to subscribe and like the program, and also to click on the notification button so that whenever we get a program or any program is coming from Richmond Media, you'll be notified to join us. This afternoon, I have with me my own brother Kwame Darkwa Young. I don't know how Mr. Young came from all the way from China to join us this afternoon at Richmond Media. Mr. Young, you are welcome once again
Thank you.
to
Thank you,
Richmond
my
Media.
sister.
How are you
Thank you.
today?
I'm doing fine by God's
Oh,
grace. I trust you're
um,
doing same.
just by the same grace. You know what? Your heart is telling us something. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. At the end of the day, we will understand why you are
Sure.
wearing this hats.
Sure.
How and where you get to the yellow army. That is ringing the bell in the ears of everyone around this time of the year. Brother, how are you?
I'm doing fine by God's grace. I trust it is same at your end, your family, everyone.
Everyone is doing great, as
Good.
well as our listeners and viewers this afternoon. This afternoon, I know you a bit, not very much, but some of us might not even know you at all or not have seen you. Who are you, please?
Okay, so to begin with, I would like to extend the same courtesy to your cherished viewers who have taken moment out of their time to be part of this program. So coming back to the substantive question, my name is Emmanuel Owusu is my official name in my documents, but the Kwame Darkwa Young is a given name. So I was born on a Saturday. The Darkwa is a name that was given to me by my dad because he named me after his uncle, and the Young was a nickname people gave me because they kept telling me I don't look like my age. So I just felt it was okay to add it to my name. So Kwame Darkwa Young is um, a born and bred boy from Kumasi. I've lived all my life in Kumasi, schooled in Kumasi. I've had a couple of times moving to other regions for various reasons, but all my life entirely, I've spent it in Kumasi, everything in Kumasi. And I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a communicator, I'm a comedian. It's like a jack of many trades. But as the interview progresses, we'll probably situate myself very well as to what I do now.
Thank you so much, brother. You were schooled in Kumasi, born in Kumasi, had everything in Kumasi, although you have moved around. I want everyone watching you this afternoon, especially those who have been your mentors previously, your teachers, and everyone, to be proud of you. So, therefore, I will be very, very happy for you to let us know exactly where you were born in Kumasi so that your area people will also give you that shout outs. And then the
Sure.
schools, the particular schools that you have attended, your alma
Okay.
maters will be proud of you. Thank you, Brother Young.
Okay. So to begin with, I was born in Kumasi, Dichemso. I mean, DC, as people affectionately call the place, Dichemso, and I was taken to. I mean, I had my early primary school education at the Dichemso MA Primary B, affectionately called School Nkesim. That is how people know it. It is adjacent to the Danwell Methodist Church, and then behind currently Sewanyako Secondary School, formerly Ukes. So that was where I had my early primary education, and then because of relocation, we had to move to from Dichemso to Anomanje, where we also had around 1994-95. Then I had to be repeated because I was then in a government school and I was taken to Bishop Sapon International School, so I was repeated. And then from Bishop Sapon International School, which made me complete my primary education, I went to St. Joseph's Roman Catholic JSS, also at Anomanyan Kwanta. And then from there, I moved to Asantemai Senior High School. In our days, we called it Asantemai Secondary School. Currently, it is called Senior High. So from Asantemai Secondary School, I had to do a couple of resets because after the secondary school education, I failed in core mathematics, and I had to do it for 4 consecutive occasions because mathematics was a subject I never liked and I still don't like. So because of the NOVDEC exams, I had to spend like 4 days, 4 years back home. After which, God being so good, in 2005, I passed the mathematics subject, and then I got admission to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in 2006, where I studied integrated rural arts and industry as bachelor degree. And then that was how I had my education. I mean, the entire education of my life in Kumasi, from the scratch to the university level.
Thank you so much. Sister Esther Sapon says, great. Brother George Osubequin says, why are you all with Afafanto colors? Please. Oh, you want to know, brother? Yeah. Don't worry. Just stay cool. You will get to know of Afafanto, the reason why he's in Afafanto colors. You should know that if he's wearing up and down, top and bottom Afafanto, then no one tells you where he's coming from. And he says,
Exactly.
sorry, can you specify the schools in Kumasi, please? Okay, that's what he has just done. And Brother George said, oh, sorry, I hardly recognize you as my HMC guy. Nice to hear
Okay.
from you. Yeah, I think he just wants you to know that he is Chair Furniture. You know Chair Furniture?
Oh yeah, I was living at Chair Furniture Works, where he has his workshop. I was living
Mm-hmm.
close to the Negration Mission House.
Oh, okay. Chair
So
Furniture
yeah,
is my uncle, and Chair Furniture
okay,
is Brother George Osubequin's dad.
okay. So our house was just behind a house called Kakari Mensa House.
Okay.
It was just
Uh,
adjacent.
uh,
Yes.
okay. That
So
and then
I'm a true Dechemso boy. I know every
yeah,
route in Dechemso.
DC boy. Thank God for that. You see, okay, brother has been through to schools and then mentioned his schools from DHM Sukesim to Bishop Sapon International, and then to St. Joseph's Catholic, and then to
ROC Roman Catholics
yeah,
JSS.
and then to Asanteman,
Yes.
and then finally to Tech.
To KNUST. Yes.
Exactly, which is okay. Anyway, now we don't use the tech anymore. We use
Yes.
KNU, which is Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Technology.
Thank you,
Yes.
brother George. Usubekin says you may knew me as we played football in front of your house. So nice to
Yeah.
meet
Because
you.
I was a good footballer young then.
Okay, then so that is brother Young for you, brother Young. How has life been? Has it been difficult or easy from the beginning?
My life has been, how do I put it, a combination of tough and, to a lesser extent or to some extent, quite normal. My life, if I am to strike the percentage, I have had a lot of difficult times getting to where I am now. Sometimes I wonder why I'm still not dead, I'm still alive, because I've passed through certain stages in life that everyone has a story to tell. But um, I can only speak for myself. I've passed through various degrees of situations that I thought I shouldn't have survived till now. But probably the name Emmanuel on me as a person is also playing a pivotal role in my life, because God has always shown up. God is always with me. Looking at what I've gone through and what I have survived, which I know many colleagues of mine have also passed through same thing but could not survive. So I sometimes I have this funny feeling that the name Emmanuel my mother gave me wasn't by accident. Life hasn't been easy, if I'm to put it holistically.
Thank you so much, brother. So it hasn't been easy, but the Lord has been with you. Is there any
Yes.
possibility that you can share some of your, you know, um, of the things that you've passed through that will encourage someone to know that when that person gets to that point, this is the turning point for that person. It's not something that you don't want to share, but something that will encourage someone.
Okay, I have a lot of things to share, but I can probably share a few of them.
That would
So
be great.
from infancy, I my mom gave birth to me at the age of 16, 17 years, when she was still a school girl. And my dad was also an artist. I mean, they were both young people trying to fix their lives, and then this teenage pregnancy thing came in. Then my dad had to, out of pressure, had to run to. Those days, Agege was, I mean, Lagos was the, um, I mean, the talk of town. So my dad had to go to Lagos in search of greener pastures, leaving my mom with my grandmother. My mom was the only child of my grandmother. So
Wow.
you can imagine giving birth to me at the age of 17. At some stage, I could see my grandmother beating my mother and beating me too, because we were like her kids. So life wasn't so easy because of me. My mom had to stop the a work that he was learning, like apprentice. He was trying to learn sewing, how to sew, like to become a seamstress. But because of the pregnancy and the childbirth, she could not continue. So it made life quite difficult for my mother as a single parent. Then she took care of me right from that time till the secondary school days. I have experienced life where my mother, myself, my grandmother, and two other siblings living in one single room. I mean, at night, if you're about to sleep, you'd have to take the center table, hide it somewhere to create space before you can all sleep. I mean, that room was the living room, the bedroom, everything. It was just a single room containing about 5 or 6 people. And so I've passed through that stages. I've also gone through the stages of having to help my mom sell onion. My mom was an onion seller uh, at the Central Market, a place called Bolaho. People that know Central Market very well. So I've done all these things before. I've sold the penny, uh, ice water. I've done that in time. I used to sell it from Abripo Junction to Summer Magazine. Then when I was in the JSS level, and then finally when I got to the secondary school and completed the secondary school, life was a bit rough because I had failed the core mathematics, and my mom was also not um, somebody that had the financial muscle to push me with regards to doing the receipts. And my stepdad also told me until I pass, he's not going to further me. So I had to find something doing to support myself. It took me through a lot of stress. I mean, things I wouldn't have done in those days, I would do because I needed to um, gather money. After passing everything and going to the university, that was the level I started experiencing freedom. I mean, living on your own, living without, I mean, the authority of your parents, as in living with them under the same roof. The only time you see your parents is when you come back home. Then, when I graduated from school, I graduated on the 9th of May. No, I completed on the 9th of May, graduated on the 23rd of June 2010. And then August 25th, I lost my mom while she was going to give birth to our last born. I had the bitter task of escorting my mom's mortal remains to the mortuary. I mean, it's a whole story on its own. But after school, life became very tough for me. My stepdad started treating me like two enemies living under the same roof. I don't know what I had done to him, and it was obvious that because my mom was alive, he was so nice to me. And after the mother departed, things changed, which I don't blame him. I presume there was something that was happening at the background, maybe spiritually, because the two of us were very, very much cool until things started changing. And so it got to a level where I had completed school. I had to do my national service, no help. I completed my national service. I came back home. I was jobless. And you could see that that time was the most difficult moment of my life. Having completed the university, no job, and having seen your brother, the one that comes after me, having all the support of the dad, having his masters, driving a car, having employed in a bank, taking salary, and you sitting at home being enstood as Nsafwahene. If everyone is going out, they leave their key to you. Kwame Jisafwegu Momekwaba. And I could see my life was at a standstill. So one day, I felt suicidal. I felt, what is life all about? Why don't I end my life and then, I mean, follow my mom wherever she is? And then I heard this song being played. And here I want to say a big shout out to OJ. OJ's song Obi Nyawaye was being played. I had a small radio in my room, and then Spirit FM was playing that song Obi Nyawaye. I was just few minutes away from taking a substance, and then I heard the song, and then the lyrics in the song made me aware of myself that what was I about to do? Why should I end my life because things are rough? And the content of the song really gave me a new view of life, and that was the turning point of my life. I started seeing life differently. So I have gone through series of difficulties. I mean, moments where I had to be ejected from my mom's house and I had to be sleeping. I mean, perching with friends, bathing somewhere, sleeping somewhere, and you can imagine I have gone to a situation where I never had even one cedi on me to buy a gari, and then some way somehow somebody will just call you and then ask you, "Ma, can you meet me somewhere?" And then help from nowhere comes. So these are things that really came into my life to toughen me. Initially, I thought they came in my life to break me down, but they really came to toughen me. So currently in my life, there is nothing that really suppresses me, and nothing surprises me too. I mean, if I encounter a hardship, I find it to be a step to another position. I find it to be a springboard through which probably God wants to catapult you into moving into um, a higher height. So these are some of the things I can share for now. Maybe as we progress, I can digress and then share a lot.
It's even more than enough because it's touching. Our brother George Osibekwe says, really, Chamso guys really face deck remedial exam challenges for more than two times. God is good, really. And then he continues to say that, wow, bro, I'm really touched by your life story. God is our strength. You think you haven't even finished, but what you have given so far is already touching people's hearts, and the life are changing just because of this story. Thank you. So, who has been your inspiration and motivator in life?
I've had a chance of meeting people. I mean, I've not met a lot of people, but I've met people. I think one of the people that really inspire me most, I mean, looking at their stories and what they've become, is the owner of KFC. I mean, I read about him, and his life story really touches me. How he kept on trying and trying, and people kept on mocking him because, I mean, they saw him to be a failure until he succeeded. And my mom is my number one inspiration. In fact, I say my mom because I've had people tell me, Kwame, you are this, you are that, you are this, you are that, but all those qualities, all those virtues that people say about me were virtues that were invested in me by my mom. Maybe they are inherent, but there are things my mom taught me: cleanliness, politeness, how to treat people like you want to treat yourself. My mom was that kind of a person that would even give it to you when she feels you need it more than she does. And so it is something that has been part and parcel of me. People that know me and how my relationship with my mother was, mostly are not surprised I act like my mom, because I learned perseverance and long suffering from her. She's a woman that would never give up. Even on the day of her demise, she taught me a lot of qualities. To be praying always, all the time. I mean, to be praying for the children all the time. Sometimes I go through situations, and some way somehow I get rescued, and I tell myself it is those prayers that woman was praying that has probably been stored in the prayer storeroom, and then it's working for me. Because there are things, I am not that person that prays every day. I'm not that type of a Christian that would be praying kata kata every day. I pray when I feel it's necessary. When I wake up, I say thank you to God. When I'm leaving home, I commend myself in His care. But unless there is something more serious, I'm not the type that would always go on my knees asking God for something. But my mom was that type that would always be praying for the children. And I mean, even when it is harvest time, she would go to church and say, I'm going to have this harvest for my children. In local parlance, or say, me kobo me metri so for there. So there are things I've experienced in my life that I believe it is by virtue of the life my mom lived that is also paving way for me. Because there are things I have experienced that I know I should have had it the hard way, but I never struggled. I just had it on a silver platter. So my mom is my biggest inspiration. But outside my mom, maybe the KFC man story touches me a lot.
Thank you so much. After your mom is a KFC man's life that is touching you, and they say that charity begins at home. Therefore, it is
Yeah.
good that your mom has been your greatest inspiration. Wherever she is, may her
Yeah.
soul rest
Rest in peace.
perfectly.
Yes.
Exactly. And God knows the reason. No one can
Yeah.
understand the views of God. At this point, as a comedian, a singer, and a communicator, within the COVID time, how did you survive?
You know, funny enough, I'm a typical sanguine. I mean, everyone that knows who a sanguine is wouldn't be surprised about the things I do. I remember during the COVID period, I could play Ludo all by myself. I create a competition for my left hand and my right hand. And then I would be playing Ludo all by myself and I would be happy. And people were watching me from I mean on Facebook and stuff, and they were amazed how one person would be playing Ludo and still seem so interested in. And during the COVID time, it was during the COVID time that I noticed my comic talent, because all along friends that are very close to me back in the days in the university know me to be the ejako kind of a person that would I don't I don't create fun with making facial expressions, but the things I say sometimes are quite funny. So it was during the COVID period that I realized people are stressed, people are depressed, people are locked down, and so they needed something to release their stress. And so I watched Vivian Jail's Abrawa Mafia skit, one skit. Then I was telling myself I can do a male version of what she's doing. Why don't I let it out? Because initially I was thinking people would say, "Obi a waware na wajina jina ho and stuff," but I shaved it off somewhere, and then I said, okay, let me come out of my shell and do it. So I started doing my own makeup and started doing things. And I remember the first video I did was about Anado, asking him to speak out. When he's speaking, he should just let the words come out clearly instead of him speaking like the British. And instantly I chucked 14,000 views, and I was like, oh, okay. So that really encouraged me to do more. And then I did it to the level where I say this in all humility that even as we speak, um, Wound to Me Television took a video of mine, used it against my will, and it was a lawsuit. I won the case. But initially, I never thought there was something I was doing for fun. I never knew it was going to earn me something.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the comic side, during the COVID time, I survived because I'm a typical sanguine. Sanguines are unique storytellers. They can create something out of nothing. A story can happen. Something can happen right now. Two people will give account of the same story or the same situation. You'll be very much interested in listening to the sanguine's own side of the story because you never get tired of listening to them. They do well in comedy, music. I mean, everything that has to do with talking. Sanguines do it better. So during the COVID time, I think it really helped me to discover what was hidden in me by virtue of my comedy skits.
Thank you, brother, for what you have given us. So, you said you are a singer. Is there any possibility that you can give us something this afternoon?
Like a song,
Your song, yeah.
a line.
Whichever way that you think you want to express yourself. And when
Okay,
we
so
get to Ejeusi side, we give us something there.
oh, okay, so and you know, which one do I do? Must I do um our local song or foreign or gospel
Whichever
or?
one that you think you can express yourself.
Okay, so I will do a Bob Marley song,
Okay.
a short line. Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Ooh, minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward them this generation triumphantly. Won't you help me sing another song of freedom? It's all I ever have. Redemption song. I'm done.
Thank you. I've seen something circulating on what's the platform? Then Ejeusu, where you normally put Ejeusu.
I think Facebook.
Is it Facebook or is on the
I
other
have a
one?
Facebook account and then I have TikTok account, but I'm not too vibrant on that
On
account. But I
TikTok.
share on
O-
a lot of WhatsApp platforms. Yes.
Okay, I've seen Ejeusu. So how did you get into that act? Could you give us something just to show that you are the Ejeusu that people are seeing around that don't know that you are the one?
Okay, so when I'm doing the Ejawusu, you notice that my voice changes
Yeah.
because I do a lot of stuff and and my voice changes. So I'm going to use let me use Dr. Baumia
Okay.
to make, I mean, not to, I mean, disrespect anybody, but I'm to. Okay, so if I'm to act, let's say I'm having a conversation with Dr. Baumia. Hello, Alaji. Salamu alaikum. Day, Alaji. Enti wa ade a woyɛ wahu sɛ akristofoɔ wɔ ma mu ha no wɔma ho tricks ne nyinaa o wɔboa paa de wo ho twitwi akristofoɔ no ne akasa alagye deɛ wopa asɔrefo asɛm seesei woankasa wo ne akwasi awu a difference bɛɛ na wɔm. Come on, because for the past bare 9 months wɔwura asɔre dɛm koraa kyɛn pope. Why? Wahu sɛ John Mahama bɛtena nkramofoɔ program ase wosi tumi a wɔpenti na ɔde ne ho ɛhyehyɛ nkramofoɔ. Wahu sɛ wɔn nso so nyankopɔn ayi so ahaban ɛnɛ wo nenam asɔre dan mu rough naano me nana bi kura to ne birthday wɔ Sunday school na wakɔ hɔ bi wokɔpɛɛ deɛn. You see your life? Adeɛ no deɛ ɛmfa tena baabi wate akristofoɔ no ɔmnom deɛ ɔmbɛto ama no ala nkyɛm atɛn no a hwɛ wakate kɔɔ no. Hey, Papa Kukunyo. I'm done.
So how do you change your voice in that way?
Naturally, I sound nasal. Naturally, I sound like somebody that has cold or catarrh, as we all know it. So when I'm talking, and I try to speak like an old man that is always in contention with people. I started creating a character of a controversial old man who doesn't seem to understand anything you discuss with him or her. Just like what Abraham Mafia does, very stubborn kind of an old boy. So whenever I'm talking, you notice that I always put this black stuff on my teeth, and because I try to protect it from being taken off, it prevents me from rolling my tongue as I would do on a normal day when I'm speaking. So that really gave me that tone. And then I said, okay, then let me maintain it. So when I'm doing the Jawusu skits, that is the tone I use. But when I'm talking like I'm talking to you, I use my normal voice like I'm using now.
Thank you so much, Brother George Usube Queen says so. Hospitality is at its peak with the Chemso guys, mom. May they continue to rest in peace. Or he has lost his mom. You have lost your mom. I've lost my mom. So that's what they said. Yeah. So don't worry, we are in the same category. Brother Adesro says, well done. Brother George also Queen continued to say that he's so happy, laughing, haha. Very interesting, especially when you change your tone when you were talking about Dr. Bamia John Mahama and our hopeful presidential candidate, Mr. or
Yes.
His Excellency to be
Alan.
John Alan Kojoche Martin, the man of hope. He continued to say that this question is for you, my sister. Did you invite him purposely for Alan political purpose or what? I can't say that I invited him purposely for Alan. It's from the beginning. Life experience is what we are sharing here. And looking at it, he's given us so much. But we will get into politics because it's part of his profession as a communicator. That's why we are taking the first phase of everything that he has been through up to this point. And possibly we might have to continue because that's when, possibly next week, if he's got time, that's when we're going to get into the vision, the reason why he's into politics, and what we should be looking forward from him, and what is the purpose of him following his political master, the leader of movement for change, and what change does he think that movement for change is going to be introduced to develop Ghana through industrialization. So brother, we will get into that, don't worry.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's why you are asking me that question. But brother, go on, you wanted to say something, Mr.
Um,
Adaki.
I, I don't have much to say. Only to add that with regards to my availability next week, yes, I would find time to come back on the show so that we complete the journey.
Thank you. Sister Tai says, good evening, Hannah and the amazing guest. Thanks for sharing your journey with us. Okay, thanks. I thought you came here for our Fanto party moves purpose.
No,
Oh,
nah,
he is part of it. So he has to identify himself for you to know that
yes,
indeed he is a yellow army and he is on
of
course
course.
for a purpose. Yes, Mr. Yellow Army man. Now, you a communication is part of your uh profession, your job. How did you get into that?
All right. So, with regards to the communication, it's something I never pursued as um, something I wanted to do as a profession. When I completed the university, my only dream, the only dream work I wanted to do was to be a soldier. I wanted to be a military person, and then while serving in the military, to become a journalist. But I tried twice and I wasn't picked, so I checked my age and I realized I'm over the bar. There is no way I can go to the army. So I had this interest in doing radio. But with regards to the radio, I knew I had the gift of, I mean, talking or doing the kind of things they do. But I never had somebody to kind of take me as a mentee. But you know, I've completed school. I am chasing jobs, so my attention wasn't even on trying to go into radio. My attention was to get a job first, get settled down, and then what I was doing, I would do the radio as an extra something, which never worked. So with the communication, I was in a certain church that had this media team that handles the church announcements and stuff. Though as a singer, periodically they would invite others from other departments of the church to come and read the announcement. So one day I had gone for rehearsals and the lady that was supposed to come for them to shoot the weekly announcement did not show up. So somebody just said, you cry so yeah they with you, young friend and manner. So that was the first opportunity, and I was given the script, and then I glanced through. Then bam, we delivered it. Then when it was telecasted to the church the next day, people were like, "Hey, now one what is oh, people started showing interest. People started liking what I did, and it really boosted my morale. Okay, why don't I improve upon it?" And right from infancy, I have a special love for people that speak well. So I used to listen to Bosian Ponsa, those men on radio, Bosian Ponsa. I listen to somebody like KKD a lot. People that speak with clarity, people that speak with a lot of eloquence. I listen to them, and I also spend much time living in the palace because my stepdad is a chief in one of these. One of the popular towns in Kumasi. So I've spent 13 years of my life living in a palace. I've had time listening to elders. I mean, people when they come to the palace to settle matters. And I'm the type, even from infancy, at least from age 9, I saw myself. You'd always see me mingling with those that are older than me. I wasn't playing with my peers. I was always with people that were older than me. They'll be sending me, go here, go buy me this, go buy me that. Your mama koto jobs, ne, you budi dia. I mean, I have gone through all these stuff. And so growing up, I was that kind of those children that speak maturely than their age. When I was young, I could say things that were bigger than my mouth. Man, can say. And then, so when I got to the university level and I completed the university education, I noticed I could handle certain things when even as a group we want somebody to speak and people are shy to talk. I would just offer myself, and so that was the time it started. And then in 2008, when Anado and Alan started their flag bearership race, that was the first time I spoke on radio defending why it was supposed to be Alan and not Anado. And that interview was granted me by Captain Smart. Then he was at Fox FM. And after the interview, the producer called me and said, "You spoke very well. Are you this?" I said, "No, I'm just a normal student on campus." And so I realized I had that gift, so let me improve on. But my improvement had not to be with going to any media school or something. But I love listening to people that speak very well. And then I try to learn certain things from them, like Nana Hininto. When the man speaks, you could see that even when you're pushing him to the wall, he will still maintain his composure and then give you the necessary answers. And so it was by virtue of that I kept on sharing my views on social issues, and then it got me to where I am now, where people have come to know me for a particular thing I do now.
Okay, that is great thing to know. That's and it's quite. I don't know if I should say that. Is it coincidentally that you and Nana Ohininto tends to be on a particular
Yeah,
side of
yeah, yes,
someone that you are following?
yeah. It's a very
Oh,
great
so
coincidence.
who attracted who? Nana Ohininto attracted you, or you were in when you
Yes,
find out that both of you were on a particular side? Oh,
I never knew Nana Hinto was on where I am until recently when this contest started again, because all along I have known him to be a staunch NPP stalwart. I never knew he was in that camp where I am also. Until recently I did a video. I was just walking on the street and then I did a video talking about leadership. It wasn't about Baumia or Alan or whoever. I was just speaking about the subject leadership, and then I posted it on Facebook. Then the next minute, somebody called me, anonymous number, and then I couldn't pick. Then the next message was, "Hello, Abrante, I am Nana Ohininto. I get in touch," and I was like, "Is it Ohininto I admire or another Ohininto?" I was shocked. And then when I called and the man picked and was like, "Abrante, oh Kumasi." Ana uni Ghana said Pacho mini Ghana. He said, "Oh, I watched your video, and for Ohininto to share those words with me, I was very, very humbled. Because the things I do on social media are not things I intentionally do to get popularity, because I'm a typical Conti boy. Everyone that knows Conti knows what we are, the stuff we are made of. If I want to be popular, there are many avenues I can do. I mean, I can channel my energy to become popular. But when I come on social media, I feel like it's like a coma tears you. So when I'm there, something pushes me, go and say this, go and talk about this, and until I talk about it, I will never feel okay. And so when I come and speak my mind on social media and go, I don't check numbers, how he's doing or who is watching or who is not watching. And before I could say Jack, people will be calling me, I saw your video here, I saw your video there, and I think it is the doing of God. Maybe God has something he wants to do.
Thank you so much, Brother Young. Um, I don't want us to get into our second phase.
Yes,
We will
yes,
get into
yes,
your
yes.
political ambition, why you got into politics, and what we are looking forward to, what your leader is up to. So we will end our conversation here today, and then next week,
Okay.
if by the grace of God we come back here the same time, we bring the part two of this program, and then that will be your from the beginning life experience within the politics. And then there you can give us the Yellow Army, your vision, you stand for.
Yes.
So if you will
Um,
have anything to say, please, you may go. So, but beforehand, Brother George Osubekun says, okay, I thought you came here for Afafanta Party most purposes, and he continued to say that sorry. So did you fall into drinking small when they sent you to go and buy some? Please, this one you have to answer. So
uh, yes. Of all my life, when you mentioned Unity Hall, we are noted for certain things we do. Jama and everyone that knows Unity Hall knows what we do during our whole week. I am the brain behind most of the songs that they sing there. Most of the songs they do during Power Night. I'm the brain behind it. But interestingly, when we are about to walk from the backstage to the main stage, colleagues will be taking in substances, but I have never tasted um, ganja or how they call weed or any alcohol. No, I don't drink. During those days, your mother would even ask you to go and buy him a tot of appetizer just to um, take appetite or whatever they call it, ibudidi. And that was the order of the day during those days in the early 90s. And then people would also send you to go and buy them cigarettes, king size and embassy, and the names. But growing up, I saw everything, but I never,
attitude.
I never learned it. Yes, so I don't drink, I don't smoke, nothing.
Thank you. That makes you a good child. Yeah, grown up but so young. Mr. Young, though this program is not political, but because it's a life experience, we cannot be halfway of your life and then leave you to go. The second phase will definitely come on if you give us a chance next week to touch base on
Sure,
what
sure.
you are doing, and then we will finish the program next week. So, if you have anything to say to any of your viewers, your listeners, or if you have any wishes, you may do so now before we
Okay,
finish.
so I would like to say a very big thank you to everyone that had time to come under this live podcast to, listen to us. It is not by virtue of the fact that we are the most eloquent or we are the repository of wisdom. Without them, this show wouldn't be what it is. And to also promise them that next week is very, very, very important to me because what we're going to be talking about next week is something that, whether we like it or not, is a reality we are all going to face. Next year, we would all go to the polls to vote. And I would come and let people know why I am in this yellow. Yellow is not a color I like. But if you see me wearing yellow, it should tell you then there is something more than a reason for me supporting this. And next week, it is not going to be a discussion trying to run someone down, but we are going to speak truth to situations. So viewers wouldn't miss next week. I would entreat them not to miss next week's edition, and as we come with a lot of information, very very insightful information.
Thank you so much. Please don't forget to inform your Yellow Army team to support you next week as we enter
Sure.
into their zone so that they will enjoy the program for us. The same time again, thank you so much, Brother Adakwa Young, Mr.
Thank you
Young, Brother
for the
George.
opportunity.
You're welcome, Brother the Queen says, Asa, you drink and enjoy Ayile Banku over there.
Ayele, yes,
Ayile
Ayele.
Banku over there, right?
Yes,
Aha, I'm
down
just kidding.
there. Yeah. I should have mentioned some popular places in the Chamso so that
He
they would
knows
know, yes,
what you're
I'm a true
talking
the Chamso boy. Yes.
about. Okay. Thank you so much, Brother Young, for your time, your support, and your presence here at Richmond Media. The same time again next week, the program is not ended. We shall continue by the grace of God. Today's episode has been interesting, but I think that next week is going to be more vim than even today. So please, if you are joining us today, don't forget to join us next week and you enjoy the program very well. It's going, though it's not it's going to be a bit more political into from the beginning life experience because that's where he's heading towards. So we cannot leave part of his life and then tell you part of it. That does not complete the whole program. So the second phase will come in. Thank you everyone that has the opportunity to send a comment, and whoever couldn't send a comment, we say may the good Lord bless all of you and all of us as we continue to watch from the beginning at 1600 UK time, and you can convert it to wherever you are. My name is Hanna Bimah from the beginning at Richmond Media. The same time again until next week, it is bye-bye for now, and it's Hanna Bimah.
Cristo Boja, Kishino Ajimi, Semijevici você levou Janusu, Namojari, Freedom, Sinoa,
Afeid ye tremenia minha mão mai comre shisheu etrikwan semitia mitimau semi wumpami umau kosi sewu bepoewa hinimu fisewa ebia mami merin to me nawase ura Yesu afetifa me fa me cry.
Service yourself.